Welcome back, guys, and welcome to a little small project that will see me rework on this.
This is my first ever bass project. It was a Music Man style echo bass that I bought used years ago, and I did this way before YouTube. In fact, the only video that I could find was me playing it, and you can see how old it is by the length of my beard. Originally, I cut the lower horn, I did a piece at the upper horn to make it look like a sort of fedora and remake a finish. But I wasn't satisfied by the body shape. A couple of years later, I tried to mess with it, but as you can see, I never finished it and left the wood bare. Now it's finally the time to complete this bass and give it a name. I want to redo the finish, and I have a couple of ideas in mind to make it better. Also, there are two major problems that I need to resolve, as well as a number of cosmetic issues. But before planning anything, I need to disassemble it. By the state of the pickup cavity, you can see that this was done way before CNC were common. They drill a hole and use a router freehand with no regard. It's auto square, way too big. Before there was a picker to cover this mess, but I don't want to use it, so I need to work there and also on the ugly contour cavity. The tuning peg are another problem. I despise the old style of tuning peg. Too heavy, too chunky. So I'm gonna swap for the smaller size tuning peg. But the original holes are too big. So, in phase 1, I need to plug some holes. Now that the holes are plugged, I can start with phase 2, shaping the bass. And in the meantime, solve the biggest issue that I have with this instrument, the excessive weight and the severe neck diving. Change the bridge and getting rid of the metal control plate will solve the first one, and shaping the tuning peg will be the solution to the second. This style of tuning peg not only weight less, but I can place them closer to the center line and to each other. I'm also going for the 3+2 configuration instead of the 4+1. This way I can reshape the S-stock with my usual style and take a weight wood. Next is the body shape. To me the bass is still chunky and fat in the bottom part, so I remove material from the right side of the bass. The idea here was to take away material so the high point of this curve will go up, especially compared to the left side, and creating an offset design. I'm also making the right horn smaller and making the curve in between more drastic so that the high, while looking at it, will naturally go up. To make sure that I don't have to redo this again in the future, I'm constantly moving away from the base, like 3 meters, to have a look at the whole picture. Also, I'm not going for the final shape just yet. I'm going for bevel the body later, and this will make it smaller, so I don't want to go too far. But I want to arrive as close as I can to the final result so that later I can simply adjust it. A good practice here is to take a break from shaping now and then. After a while, I moved to router the pickup and control cavity. I couldn't be bothered to make a template for this specific pickup because I never used this style, so I marked the dimension and I used the router to arrive closer to the line and then finish it with the chisel. As you can see, perfect fit. For the control cavity instead, I used the template of Rig. It was the perfect measurement, and this way I can recess the control cavity plane and use it to also place the knob. Double win! After that, I want to glue the neck because I want to make this a set neck as an experiment, and this will also make sense later when I will work on the finish. Now, ignoring me bubbling there. Look at the base. The shape now is almost perfect and I didn't do anything drastic, but it looks a lot better, especially compared to years ago. Also, now neck dive. You can see that with the tuning peg mounted, the base is balanced even though I didn't put pickup and bridge. So now, I can move to phase 3, final shape and finish. Now that all the preparation is done, I can finally walk you through the real finish. I started by putting a base color, a dark blue, because I think will go nicely with the idea that I have in mind for the front. I covered the entire instrument, neck, body and S-stock, because this way I could cover the holder and plug and also the ungodly amount of wood filler that I use. This is one of the trust the process type of finish. I started with the black layer and immediately touching up with the red. The goal is to make it look like a see-through cloud of gas with the black of space underneath. So I'm taking advantage of the natural fade that the spray finish give, change speed, distance and the angle a lot because I want to create a red part that are more concentrated and other that are almost transparent. After I create the first layer of red cloud, I introduce the purple using the same principle. I didn't have a precise design in mind, I kinda winging it, constantly go back and forth between color in order to create the illusion of multiple layers of gas clouds. You can see that I'm going for sort of like stripes and not committing to a direction because I want this part to be chaotic. After I was happy with the result, I let it dry for a day before going for the selling point. I saw this trick a million times on painting video. Take a toothbrush and dip it into white paint. Take away the excess paint and then use the tongue to sprinkle some white. And boom! Stars! For this part I'm creating a concentrate line of stars that goes from the bottom left to the upper horn, so the eyes have something to follow in the chaos, and then sprinkle some smaller one on the rest of the front. Also, it's important that the layer underneath is dry because you can remove the ugly one with paper towel. I use the same trick on the Aztec, let the paint to dry before masking the fretboard again and then put a clear coat to protect my work. After 3 weeks, the paint was completely cured, so I could finally reassemble the base. Even though this was a project that was never meant to be perfect, but just something to do for getting back to work and into the workshop, I'm really happy with the result. The finish is exactly as I want it, and I love the feel of the base, the weight, the shape. This was a great result. So, everybody, welcome my new base, GALASSIO.